G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map, playing as the Delhi Sultanate, it is Marine Lord. On the north side of the map, playing as the Abbasid dynasty, it is going to be Casper. Now this game is part of Golden League. It is the knockout rounds right now. The first game went over to Marine Lord. The second game, this is going to be match point right now. Casper needs to win this game if he wants to keep his head above water, if he wants a chance at surviving and staying alive inside this tournament. It's going to be imperative that he takes down Marine Lord in this game. For anybody unfamiliar with where we're at in this series, we'll take a little look at where players are up to. So, this is our second map. We are on Lipany. It is Casper's home map. Marine Lord won the first game, so it means that Arabia is over. Players in that first game used the French as well as the Mongols, which left 3 civs available for each of them. And we can see that Casper has elected to use the Abbasid dynasty and the Delhi Sultanate for Marine Lord. So those 2 civs aren't going to be available for the players in the next game, if there is a next game. But you definitely have to think from this position that, Casper's got a tough matchup ahead of him. He's playing the Abbasid dynasty here into the Delhi, but I think if there's anybody who can play it well, I do think that the Abbasid dynasty have a chance against the Delhi. I think it's almost a little bit of a counter matchup. So maybe this is a matchup that Casper actually wanted. This is something that we used to see quite a fair bit. So how would you go about countering a Delhi player here as Casper? What would be the route to do that? So what I would do, and now keep in mind, I'm from Plastic League, so I'm just throwing spaghetti right now. If I'm Casper, what I would be thinking about, I would be going for an early wheelbarrow. I'd be looking to get my fresh foodstuffs, and then I'd be dropping down my second town center. From there, I'd be playing exclusively Age 2, Camel, Archers, and Horsemen. That is it. Now, I don't know whether that still works. That's a little bit of an old school build, but typically something that you didn't see a lot in this matchup. But it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. You're going up against the Delhi Sultanate, and the Delhi Sultanate, this is something that we've talked about throughout the day here because we've been casting a lot of games today. They've got a lot of power spikes, and power spike number 1, it's going to come through at about that 8-minute mark. And at 8 minutes, you're going to have your town center up, you're going to start producing units, you're going to be out on the map with your horsemen, with your camels, looking to deny some of these sacred sites. And we take a look at them. They're relatively well spread throughout this map. Obviously, both of these two anchoring towards the same position, but it's still going to be difficult for Marine Lord to actually hold these ones. He doesn't particularly have a lot of natural protection like you would expect to have on a map like Lipany. It actually works against him quite badly. So you can see that as the crow flies, he's got a lot of problems. Let's just put it that way, a lot of problems to deal with. He's going to have to go all the way up this cliff here just to get through. But we'll have a look and see how he's scouting out. It's going to be a 2-scout opening coming out from him. He's managed to pick up a couple sheep up towards the north, sheep down towards the south, and this is something standard that comes out. We've got the Dome of the Faith coming down, and you can see it rallied over towards the mosque already, so no surprises there. He's going to have it outside that influence range as well. Great little spot he's got for it back here, nice and safe, tucked away in the back of the base. We'll check in with Casper and see how he is doing. It is not going to be any early wheelbarrow shenanigan, at least not yet. Maybe he might add that in soon, but you can see he's gathering up plenty of gold, so it looks like, actually, I take it back, I think it might be early wheelbarrow because we've got fresh foodstuffs. It's going to be 125, and then obviously the 150 gold here at the berries. So now coming out, Mill going to get dropped down. He's going to be looking for that early wheelbarrow. We can see the scout just doing a bit of harassment here. He's up pretty early here. I think he's going to be happy with his timing, the window that he's found. And we'll check in with his opponent. We'll check in with Marine Lord because, as you guys know, it's incredibly important that Marine Lord is defeated in this game for Casper. Casper is on the precipice of qualifying, but he needs to have a very deep run if he's going to actually succeed. So he needs to take down Marine Lord. It is imperative if he wants to keep himself alive. He's doing a great job so far, just being very annoying, looking to try and take down the villagers, but he does lose a scout, so a little bit of a mistake coming out already. Marine Lord going to be happy with that. Picking up a scout kill this early and also doing some damage back towards his enemy's base, so just being annoying, frustrating. We do see that wheelbarrow coming through, so everything so far that he's doing is correct. He's also got an extra 50 gold here. I'm wondering what this is all about. It could be for an early barrack or an early spearman upgrade. Is that what he's thinking? Does he go archers and spears here? I'll be honest, I don't really like archers and spears against the Delhi just because they're going to be running you around a lot. I think camels, horsemen work well. Okay, he's gone with the stable, so stable going to be coming down, so he's going to be looking to add in the stable first. I'm hoping that we do see 3 or 4 villagers at very least move towards that stone, but it is obviously on the front. Oh, yep, I like it a lot. Interesting position here, but there you go, 3 villagers coming out to the stone. You might think I've pre-watched this. I haven't. I just like it's talking to me. The meta is starting to talk to me again. It's feeling good. It's looking good. That villager gonna be running back there with a little bit of gold. He'll be sending out a second villager to replace that first one that Scout has been harassing non-stop. But obviously, behind this, we can see that Marine Lord is going to be scouting out this. He sees what's happening. He knows that there's villagers here looking to pick up this stone, looking to drop down that second town center. So no surprise, and these horsemen are going to be able to deny any potential scouting information once they do come out. So we'll look to see how he plays it. You can see they're being pesky there on that stone mine and trying their best to force a villager or two back towards that town center. But now that that horseman has come out, that is going to be that is all she wrote for the scouting units of Marine Lord. He will continue heading back, and we can see Outpost actually going to be coming up for Marine Lord here, and I think this is a good decision. He's going to be going for arrow slits here as well, but keep in mind, if you've got enough of a horseman mass, you can just single-handedly just look to rotate, you know, sacred site to sacred site, try and siege those down, and that'll be very possible if you're looking to play it in H2. Keep in mind, those camels got a little bit more damage, a little less health than what they used to. And as a result, they're going to be more effective against just your standard unit composition. But we'll have to look to see how he plays it. Second town center going to be coming up shortly. You can see he's 2/3 of the way with regard to stone, halfway there with regard to wood. Typically, you would see players adding in their second town center now, but obviously, he went for that early stable. And I think it's the right move to look to deny these sacred sites early. It actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because he's going to be out on the map and looking to prevent those scholars from getting on there. He wouldn't be able to do it without these horsemen. But now, Marine Lord's been very smart. He obviously spots that stable was coming out, and he knew this, and as a result, subsequently looks to come out onto the map with the villager. Villager actually just going to be dropping down some outposts and then dropping down a mill, so he's just keeping the villager nearby. A very smart move for him to do that, because it means he can always add in more if he needs to. If he wants to add in walls, obviously he's going to have infantry, and we do see a blacksmith is coming up now, but still no infantry really coming out for Marine Lord at this stage. When it comes to his upgrades, you can see he is well and truly on his way. Specialized pick coming through. We've got horticulture coming through and double broadaxe, so he's not forgetting any of his upgrades at all, and he'll be looking very healthy, in that sanctity about to come through. You can see 18 seconds. He's got 3 scholars inside the mosque, so expect to see all of these guys pop out in the next 5 seconds and make their way up towards these sacred sites, because he's got plenty of them around. Come on, Marine Lord, get a move on. There we go. All right, he's out. He's well, and he's ready to go. So 3 scholars going to be moving out. One of those scholars did jump in here. In fact, he's just going to be moving out 2 scholars for now. So he's confident he can hold these 2 sacred sites. If he goes up towards the north and looks to take this one, there's the potential that he just loses the scholar. But a lot of horsemen beginning to come out already for Casper. Casper looking to put attention towards that gold mine. And we can see Marine Lord now going to be under threat on the gold mine with the villagers. Obviously, a scout did go down a bit earlier, but the horsemen a little bit tidier, a little bit tougher than those scouts. And now that second town center going to be coming down on the berries here. He obviously hasn't forgotten his mill. I remember that one game where Viper forgot his mill, and geez, didn't you feel bad for Viper that game. Archery range coming out. I'm liking what I'm seeing, Caspar. If there's going to be one way that you counter the Delhi Sultanate, it is 100% this way in a forward outpost. Caspar loves his cheeky little forward outposts. I find these so cheesy, but at the same time, like, it just works. It does so much. It's so difficult to respond to this because Marine Lord, he's got the blacksmith up, but he's not even researching anything right now. Typically, you'd be researching +1 ranged armor. That is what you'd be going for first. I mean, when you see this amount of all of these horsemen out, you'd probably expect something different, and a little bit of a raid going to be coming down over on the other side of the map. Marine Lord going to be moving in with horsemen as well. Sacred sites are getting captured up. First one going to be going over towards Marine Lord. Second one going to be getting captured up slowly but steadily over on this sacred site. He'll be trying his best to retain those, and if he can keep 2 sacred sites, I think he's going to be in a good position. But my main concern is that Marine Lord isn't going to add enough units in the second age, and he's going to try and look to get to third age quickly, and that can be a smart move. But against the Abbasid dynasty, you've got to be so careful, because their timing window, it ends very, very quickly. Typically, and honestly, I really do feel like the Abbasid dynasty are great in this matchup if you do what Casper's doing. I do think he's making all the right moves, but now going to be looking to try and take a bit of a fight in the middle of the map. You can see horseman on horseman always. God, my camera is fucking annoying. Oh my lord, sorry guys for swearing like that, but there is a bug. Whenever I try and move my camera like this, it bugs out, and oh god, it shits me up the fucking wall. It always happens. It will happen multiple times. I wish I could explain it to you a little bit better than that, but essentially, you can see where my mouse is, and I'm pressing down on the middle mouse button, and then I'm trying to move it like that, as you can see. But for whatever reason, sometimes it happens, and it goes a mile away like that. It'll go over, like, all the way down. I'm like, bro, like, I'm barely moving my mouse, and you're just completely resetting the position on it, and it drives me crazy. There, it just happened then. It just happened then. And it happens when you least expect it. It happens when you least expect it. Maybe I just gotta pay more attention to it and go really, really slow, because it can happen like that. Like when I'm looking to drag it, See, everything I'm doing right now is fine. Everything, it is behaving as I'd expect. I got no idea what's happening. But speaking of no idea what's happening, Casper, no idea what's happening as the Gatling guns begin firing from that Delhi TC. Not going to have a lot of luck. You can see he gets repelled out there. It doesn't seem like too much damage was done. In fact, the only damage that seems to have been done was to his own units. And now Horseman mass beginning to build here for Marine Lord. He's looking pretty decent. 12 Horsemen coming out now compared to Casper, who's on 7. But Casper continuing that tower push towards his enemy's base. He's ignoring the sacred sites. He knows he doesn't even need to contest the sacred site if he just kills his enemy. And now we can see the horsemen as well as the camels going to begin building up in mass. He's going to try his best to escape out here, getting through empty-handed initially, and he's going to just try and hold onto his hands at this point in time, heading back towards that outpost. The outpost going to be able to get a couple of shots off. He's got to be careful not to lose that horseman. You can see him moving it, trying his best to avoid any further damage, but I suspect we're going to have units moving out towards this direction. Indeed we do, looking to reinforce, and he's got to try and get these out sooner rather than later. Wolf going to be getting in on the action as well, and now everybody's going to be looking to try and take a bite out of Casper's cheeks, but he's doing the right thing. Everything looking good for him at this point in time. Now going to be able to turn around. A lot of horsemen coming out here, but the camel archers on the back line going to be providing that camel unease, forcing back the horsemen and doing the right thing here, and it's looking good at the moment for Casper. He's sitting at the moment on 46 villagers. You guys can see at the top of the screen, 36 only for Marine Lord right now. So definitely a bit of a villager difference, but obviously sacred sites are going to make a fair bit of difference here as well. At the same time, look at the outpost continuing to creep forward, and we do have an H3 coming through for Marine Lord. But this is the timing window where the strike may happen, and you've got to be so careful of this because this could be bad for Marine Lord. He's going up with the compound of the defender. Definitely the right decision. This is going to help him out a huge amount. Going to be able to allow him to play a bit more defensive. Now going to be able to take a fight in the center of the map. Marine Lord's got to be careful. The camels here on the back line are actually getting taken out by the outpost, doing their best, but now some spearmen going to be coming in, and Marine Lord, all of a sudden, it's not looking pretty for him, and this was the window that we were talking about. Ideally, as the Delhi, you want to get a bit more units out. You want to try and get that mass up a little bit more before you get up to Castle Age, because there is a chance, there is a window where the Abbasid Dynasty player is going to have more units than you, and this is that window. And so if Marine Lord is exploited in this window, there could be a potential loss of the game here. He's trying his best to hold on. You can see it. Marine Lord still yet to reach that Castle Age. He's got about another 10 seconds before he's able to get up to that next stage. Trying his best to siege down that outpost before the arrow slits come in. You can see arrow slits does get cancelled there, but he's still got arrow slits on a number of other outposts that stand nearby. More units beginning to make their way towards the sacred site, and keep in mind, you can hold that sacred site. Sure that you can hold that sacred site, but hold on a minute. I don't even think you can hold that sacred site. We can see the units looking to try and take it away. A lot of units now being funneled in for Casper. You can see he's going into spearmen as well. 12 idols at the moment. Try your best, Casper. You can pull it back together, my friend. But now the struggle really begins, because he's going to be able to siege down these sacred sites. And you can see once these sacred sites do go down, so does that gold trickle. He's going to be working his way out onto the map, starting to collect up the Dragon Balls, aka the relics, as his first relic, or first Mongol, moves out and looks to do some damage. And you can see he's struggling right now. There is a lot of infantry coming out for Casper. And keep in mind, these guys are going to have their phalanx upgrade soon. They're going to be able to stab you from all the way across the map. We see more scholars beginning to move out, but keep in mind, he's not going to be able to move out towards the north because there are outposts that are down. I love the way that Casper's playing this. He's looking very, very solid in this position here. He's going to be able to take out Marine Lord in this game, I'm suspecting. He continues to do very, very effective damage here. Now finding some villagers down towards the south. He's going to be turning all of his attention towards that sacred site. He never decapped it. He never decapped the sacred site. That's not a good position for him to be in. And now more spears coming out. Going to be able to put some skewers, some horse on the skewers, and cook up some breakfast for everybody. Even though you're taking a bad trade here, it's still a great trade for those spearmen. And Marine Lord realizes that. Look at the dead horses on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4 dead horses. Oh, my friend, you do not want to fight spearmen with your horsemen. You can fight them with knights, but don't dare fight them with horsemen. Horsemen they are very effective against archers, but that is it. Very ineffective against anything else. And now, finally, the lance is going to be coming out. That'll definitely be something that can counter the archers, or rather the spearmen in low numbers. But once those numbers start getting a bit higher, that's where it's going to get trouble. And now Casper behind this is going to be looking to age up as well. Marine Lord, it looks like he's almost overwhelmed in this position. You can see that he's going to be heading back towards the base of Casper, but keep in mind, Casper, he is on the ball. He's got plenty of units out on the map, and he begins to decap the first sacred site. Second sacred site going to get decapped here. Marine Lord, I don't know. I don't feel he's played the best game. We can see he's picking up reinforcements. He's going to be trying his best, but you got to know, Casper is not the kind of guy who's going to give up easily when it comes to this kind of thing. And the longer this game goes on, the better he he looks. A Marine Lord, a little bit of a struggle. Now, Villagers actually going to get caught with their pants down over on this position, and we can see more and more units going to come out, and Marine Lord just taps out. What happened? Oh, I see what happened. I see what happened. The villagers got found on both sides, and it turns out Marine Lord, well, it looks like he had a few more villagers out. Fellas, if you've enjoyed this game, make sure you tune in to game number 3 because it's going to be on Highview. Marine Lord versus Caspar. Don't go anywhere. It'll be the next video coming up on this channel.